in Tottenham till I die. Raise a banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire. This is my cause, my only desire.
Evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're watching this show. Yes, another horror show. Yes, another defeat. Yes, is Thomas Frank on the brink? I think he is. We're getting unconfirmed reports that he could be sacked. As today, we're waiting for more information on it. But I have a funny feeling. He could be gone already. We have unconfirmed reports that this game is potentially due with Ivor Frank. He's been told a few games to turn it around midweek. Today might be the nail in the coffin. A decision will be made soon. That is unconfirmed reports, but a decision could be made soon. James, I thought first half we were dreadful. Second half we had a bit more about us, didn't we? And we looked a bit more. We got the equaliser through Romero. Everyone said, come on, we can do this. Come on, we can get it. We had our chances. Then West Ham make a substitution. West Ham score. Firstly, James, it wasn't a foul, right?
No.
You're right.
Yeah.
It looks, every time you move, it's like you disappear into the Tottenham Hotspur stadium. It's so
I feel
funny.
like disappearing into it
Right.
sometimes.
Wasn't a foul. We've got Vicario then coming up saying, I was elbowed. He wasn't elbowed. There wasn't an offside. It was bad defending, bad marking. What do you put it down to, Bud? I mean, what Mrs. Tron is always saying to me, Dermo, it's the players. Dermo, it's the players. And she's dead right, it's the players. She's absolutely spot on, it's the players. But it's easier to sack a manager than it is to get rid of players. You know that as well as I do. But she's spot on.
Of course it is.
It is spot on. It's the players. These players should take responsibility. And they're not taking it, are they? And again, we lose to a team. I've just got in my head. We lose to a team like we did with Bournemouth, who hadn't won in 11 games. West Ham haven't won in 10. And we say, come to us, guys. We will make you feel better. I mean, he needs to go, and he needs to go now, James. I'm sorry. He has to go.
I agree. I agree. First of all, I want to Tony, big up Tony. I know I seen you drop a chat in just there. Big up Dermo and James. Big up Tony. Well done, mate. Good.
Yeah.
Congratulations for Tony and your boys here. Well done.
Just quick on that, James, by the way. West Ham showed guts and determination in that game. They may not have played well for the whole 90 minutes, but it was determination. I wish we could play like that.
Yeah. It was. I'm sorry, I'm just reading. He's just put in again. James, it was defo a game of two halves. Ours in the first, yours in the second. Where to begin with it all, though? Really disappointing in the first half. Better in the second half. What really, I suppose it really gets my goat with regards to it. And I said it in our pre-game. Yeah. I said it in our tactics show. That I want to see attacking progressive football. If we lose, we lose. But let's play attacking football.
Yeah.
What did we do with that second half? We played attacking football. We got ourselves back into the game. If we play like that for 90 minutes, we could be 2-0 up, 3-0 up, and then if they score, it doesn't so much matter. But instead, we're too freaking reactive. We wait till we're 1-0 down. There's no fight in that first half from many Spurs players. Look, Bissouma came on in the second half and he played really well. I agree with that. But Archie Gray didn't really do much wrong in the first half. I understand he picked up the yellow card. Thomas Frank's going to take him off. He doesn't want to risk it going down to 10 men. And be another game where we're a man down. I just don't see Thomas Frank keeping his job past today.
No.
The board have said they're not going to make snap decisions. I think they've given him enough time to realise that if you're a board member looking at that, not even a Spurs fan, if you're a neutral looking at that, you're looking at that first half performance by Spurs and going, what the hell was that? The second half was better, but...
Yeah. I just got to say on that as well, that we did talk, didn't we, about, I think during the game, about Thomas Frank, and you're on sort of the agenda of, well, not the agenda, you're the opinion of, we can't sack him now, there's nobody out there. Which I totally understand. I totally understand that, James. But I'm sorry, he has to go tonight. He has to go. Tottenham have to show. Rain's been saying this to me for the last week, that Tottenham are rudderless at the moment. Nobody in the board wants to make a decision of this size. This is a massive decision. We'll have to wait. Now, we know Paratici's leaving. We know Paratici wanted Thomas Frank out. We know we wanted him in with the interim manager. I personally, I think the board have to sack Thomas Frank tonight. If they want to have any goodwill with the fans and any goodwill towards, and this sort of been, I put out his message today, and this has got to be done. You cannot have, I'm going to say big up Steve is joining us as well. Big up
Steve.
to you, bud. Hope you're doing well. We cannot have this man in our club anymore. Though Mrs. Tron is right. It is the players. The manager can only manage to the halfway line. Once the players cross that line, it's down on the players 100%. But the players have to go. The manager has to go. The club needs burning down from top to bottom. It needs burning down from top to bottom. 4 wins out of our last... We've had 2 wins out of our last 12. 4 wins out of our last 20-odd games. West Ham couldn't buy a win all season. West Ham, bottom 3, 18, couldn't buy a win all season. Don't worry, lads. We're going to go to Tottenham and they give a 3-point lane again.
And we'll gift wrap it for them. We'll gift wrap the 3 points. Just like when we played Wolves. Wolves had got 1 point all season. 1 point.
That was to us, by the way. That was to us, by the way. The draw against Wolves.
And we gift wrap them. We gift wrap points for teams. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely stupid. It's ridiculous. I am fed up of it. It really, really is. It's frustrating. It's frustrating for the fans that pay their hard-earned money to go to that game and watch that absolute bag of fucking bollocks of a team to stand and try and support and get behind a manager who does not have a fucking clue what he's doing.
I apologise for swearing. I get called out for it, so I do apologise.
What are we doing? That's what I want to know. What are we doing, right? And this is no disrespect to West Ham, okay? They are what they are, and they're in the position that they are in. But this is a must win for them. They're 7 points adrift coming into this one, and they were desperate for 3 wins. And granted, they were limited, but they put everything into it, and it was very clear by the 60th minute that they were playing hard. They were playing very hard, and they were the ones that absolutely wanted it. And we wasted 45 goddamn minutes in the first half showing them respect, not getting on the ball, only to come out at half and, seem like a little energized, and it was like a Hail Mary cross from Pedro Porro. Congratulations, we get a bomb. But then we just take our foot off the goddamn gas and play for a 1-1 draw. And you knew West Ham was going to score the winner. You know it. You knew it was coming. What are we doing here?
We're not doing... And then, Steve, you're spot on, because we just went back to defensive football. And I said it in the watch-along. I don't know if you did one, bud, but I said it in my one that... I said it in my one. You probably would have said the same. West Ham will get a chance. A bit like Aston Villa, or a bit like the game before. you guarantee West Ham will get a chance, and it's down to West Ham to either take it or not. Now, when the Callum Wilson shot with a Porro tackle, I thought, that's it. That's West Ham's chance. We're going to get a point out of this. Look, a point is bad enough, but it's a point's a point. You take it where you can. I am sorry. Vicario has to go in the summer. There was no foul on him. Then he comes out.
Correct.
We concede a goal. And what's he do? What he normally does? First, he have a go at players around him. Then he goes running up to the referee, doing this. When you look at the replay, nobody touched him. He just flapping around like a duck in the air. It's so embarrassing. We've lost to West Ham.
By the way,
have we been
Dermot,
dragged
this is
into a relegation
offense.
fight?
This is a fireable offense.
It is.
And again, it's no disrespect to West Ham. They are exactly where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And if you're a Hammer supporter, man, I'm sorry, but the reality is, it's like there is no sense in there's no common sense in the footballing world that we actually lose to West Ham at home. Under no circumstances can you. Where is the accountability? Well, actually, let me rephrase that. Where is the expectation level? We are Tottenham freaking Hotspur. There is an expectation of when we play at home, we do not lose to these type of teams. Period. Point blank. And I don't care if Thomas Frank is the nicest guy in the world, James Derma. This is a fireable offense. The board, I agree. The board can sit there and posture all they want, but results have to goddamn matter.
They do. I agree, James. I mean, look, we're angry. Yeah, of course we're disappointed we lost the game, and we're angry we lost to West Ham. It's the manner of that defeat, how we've lost it, James. I mean,
we rolled over and died again.
Yeah. I think Steve hits the point, doesn't he? That the board now have to come out and do something. They have to come out. Rain keeps saying it to me. They're sitting there too scared to make a decision. Well, if you're too scared to make a decision, if you find the kitchen hot, then get out the kitchen. They have to in there. Vinay's job is to sack and hire managers. Now, the game, I will say something to put in the chat. I think it was Philip Brady said the new person they brought in, James, was he brought in, do you think, also to be a caretaker as well? Because I think that's a very good point.
It's a good point. It's a good shout. It could happen. I don't know. Is he good enough to be Is he good enough to be a coach? Is he going to know the players well enough to be able to set up a team? Probably not. But fuck it, it's better than nothing. It's better. Honestly, I would give Martin Ho the reins of the men's first team and say, do you know what? Go set up the men's team.
Mm-hmm. It's. Do you know? What
I do agree with Gerard.
I don't think he was a miracle worker. I just think we were lucky against poor opposition.
Yeah. You know what's interesting?
We won the trophy.
We're still lucky.
Look what's going on right now. We're not selling out Champions League fixtures. We didn't sell out the Cup. And now all of a sudden fans are giving away their tickets for these type of matches, right? So here's the thing. Did you guys happen to notice what happened at halftime today? Fans were leaving at the half.
People left.
Yeah, fans were leaving at the half, and what's going to happen is if you don't pull the trigger on Frank, it's only going to be progressively worse. And you guys understand how much this team loves their money, right? Their bottom line is something that is precious, and they have to protect. And if they continue to roll with Thomas Frank, that's going to be in serious jeopardy. The only thing we want to see is a team that actually gives its all and its heart, and that's the bare minimum that we're asking.
I don't mind. I hate losing, right? I don't mind though. It makes it easier, right? When the team goes out and it puts their all into it. Every team has no divine right to win. We all know that. We all know. We all accept that as football fans, don't we? That we know that we're not going to win every game. But what you do ask for is commitment, 110% commitment, and you put your game in. I'm so sick of this team at the moment. I'm so sick of the manager. I'm sick of the defeat. Somebody put it in the chat here. Apparently at the end of the game, Tottenham fans were singing the Thomas Frank, "You're getting sacked in the morning." That was from our fans, not by West Ham fans.
Yep.
This might give you a bit of food for thought as well, Dermot. So pre-West Ham, pre the game, before the game even started, Thomas Frank's sack odds were 9-4.
Yeah.
They have now changed that to 3-1.
On. Is that 3-1 on?
Yeah.
4 wins and our last 24 home games. I mean, it's not just a Thomas Frank problem. It's an Ange fault as well. It probably goes into a little bit for Ange as well. Why is our home form so bad?
Because we don't have an identity, Derma.
Yeah,
what is our team identity, let alone our attacking identity? Can you guys answer that question?
I don't think nobody could.
We've got no identity. We've got no identity. His identity is sit there and defend until we concede, and then we might start attacking.
Yeah,
that's the identity that we've got. Our identity of the philosophy of the football club with Thomas Frank at the wheel at the moment seems to be defend until we are losing, and then maybe I'll take the shackles off you. Because for first 45 minutes, those players looked round, but were trying to run with a 10-ton chain on the back of the legs. No, I don't think he'll resign, Seiden. He won't resign because he's not brave enough to resign. He's not brave enough to hold his hands up and say, I'm not good enough for this job.
Yeah.
Look, I've had enough. I mean, I just had enough of this. Big up to Frog and Noel. It says there's no overall club plan like at West Ham. Look, West Ham are in the same position we're in. They both don't like the right. And can I just say, fair play to West Ham today. Absolutely fair play to them. They came there and they had a go. And Nuno got it tactically right. Thomas Frank's tactics is we score and we defend. Look, I want to talk a little bit, guys. I know you have to go, James, so I don't know if you can stay for this one or do you have? Can you
go on, dead quick?
Okay,
go on.
The protests. Do you think the protests now will get bigger at the next home game? I know
Absolutely.
200. Yeah, I know
100%.
200 turned up today. Do you think there'll be more now on the bandwagon now?
Yeah, 100%. Is it Dortmund we play at home, or is it Frankfurt we play at home in the Champions League?
It's
on Tuesday.
Dortmund.
It's Dortmund. That will be massive because Tottenham's colours are yellow, and change for Tottenham is also yellow. And you mark my words, there'll be a lot of yellow in the Tottenham fans.
That's funny.
On Tuesday. I'm sorry. I just think that's what it is.
Will he be in charge by Tuesday?
If he is, if he's still in charge by Tuesday, it will be on the grounds that he wins or he's gone.
I think we're already past that. The only reason why I don't think they did last week after Aston Villa is because they didn't have anybody that they can bring in that they could trust to carry the rest of the way. Maybe this new coach, this Justin, Justin Heitzinger, was brought in as a last result, like, break glass in case of emergency type situation. I think we're there. The best way that you quiet down the protests is you have to make the uncomfortable decision, and that is getting rid of Thomas Frank.
Yeah.
Period.
Anyway, Steve, good to see you. Dermo, it's been a pleasure. I am going to have to chip. I am sorry to cut it short on this.
When are you on next, bud? When we're seeing you next?
I'll speak to you later regarding that because my schedule might be also changing given some circumstances what's gone off at work over the last couple of days. So I should have more info on that tomorrow, so I'll confirm it with you tomorrow, mate.
And can guys all please wish James a very happy birthday. It is his birthday tomorrow, so please
happy
birthday in the chat. But happy birthday in the comment section. Look, we can promise a sacking on the bus again. We can't promise this time around. But if he does get sacked, we will send James out tonight to a bus somewhere in Doncaster.
I'll get on any kind of public transport just to announce it.
Yeah, on the bike. James, I speak to you later, bud.
Speak to you later. Thanks, guys.
See you later. I mean, Steve, look, again, another home defeat, Bud, right? And we are dreadful. Conor Gallagher,
Yeah.
I thought played well today, actually. I thought he did make a good home debut. Thomas Frank seems to be a manager. He's sucking the life out of Xavi. He's sucking the life out of all these players. Where are you on it, Bud? Where are you on Thomas Frank? I mean, you said there a few minutes ago that we've gone by that Dortmund is do or die. And I agree with you. I think today was do and die. And that's why I called it El Sacchio.
I mean, there's some of them. It
go
has
on.
to be. It has to be,
Yeah.
right? So let me ask you a question, yes or no. Are Tottenham Hotspur a big club? Yes or no? Because if they're not, then they keep Thomas Frank. Big clubs recognize that they're in a position where it's going to be untenable, and they make the hard decisions by getting rid of them. You know what's funny is Manchester United sacks Amarin, they bring in Carrick, and all of a sudden they're awesome. 4 days on the training pitch, and all of a sudden Manchester United is looking like Manchester United of old. That's what big clubs do. That's what big clubs do. Even if they paid a lot of money for a head coach, if it doesn't work out, they recognize it and they make an about face. And that's where I'm at right now. You're absolutely right. And what's interesting about it is you mentioned Conor Gallagher. Where was he in that first half?
Yeah, nowhere.
You get what I'm saying? It's like, coming into it, it's like, yeah, that's a great signing, but it doesn't matter if Thomas Frank is not going to use them to his strengths and to his abilities. It's the same thing with Randall Kolo Muani, same thing with Matisse Tell, with Xavi. We actually have some pretty solid players that seem to get lost in this total football, wave of, this total football style of attack that really is anything but total. What's interesting is there were times in the first half where we would get a turnover, and like credit to us because we pressed at the right time. We created a turnover in their area, and on the counterattack, where is the ball moving? Is it moving forward? Or is it moving backward? Are they slowing it down, or are they trying just to make one touch and play it into the box?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It's
I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. This is the latest we've got, guys. I've just had this dropped into my WhatsApp inbox. 24 to 48 hours. Spurs high officials have not left the stadium. Instead, they've went straight into a meeting room, expected to be a long night for them. I mean, that just tells me there again, he's on the way out. He's getting sacked.
He has to be. He has to be.
Yeah, he has to be. I would expect that I say they would have had a manager in mind for Thomas Frank if he was to go. I want to say big up to Adele as well. Ball Boy Cup, totally agree. Big up to Sean. He says he can't manage attacking talent. He can't play Spurs football. He needs to go. Sean, I agree with you 100%, bud. Big up to Lucky Sign. He says no point going. We're doing the full boycott. I think we have to. Glazers out, fan me, friends boycott, going to Old Trafford. Oh, you're a Man United fan. Big win for you today against Manchester City, by the way. Not the way we are playing. It's beyond the joke. We could be going down. I think we've been dragged into a relegation fight now. I really do. How does he subtell? I do not know. And that was the bit when I did hear that for me. Do you remember when Nuno took off Mora, Steve? Do you remember the game he got sacked?
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember the fan said, you don't know what you're doing? That's the same for me. That was his Nuno moment for me. Thomas Frank and Daniel Levy, last decision, says it all. Rarely it does. Big up to Phil Spur, 1882. We need a caretaker who understands what Spurs stands for. Right.
Agreed.
For me, I'm thinking, right, yeah, bring in... How would you feel if we brought a Spurs legend back as a caretaker, like a Robbie Keane or somebody like that?
I would be all for it, but I guess the question I have for you is, do you think Robbie Keane would leave Ferencváros to take this job only for 6 months? Because you would probably assume that they're going to hire a big name in the summer.
Well,
right? Would he do it?
I think he would, under the promise that he'd be kept within the
coaching staff,
coaching staff, and then he could be built up to be next Tottenham manager. To your question, Steve, do I think Spurs are a big club? Yes, they are a big club. But they're a big club in name. They're not acting as a big club, but they are a big club in name. So I agree with you. A big club sacks managers.
That's
big
exactly
up to
right.
Says, bring in Robbie Keane. Exactly. Big up to Ricky Villa. 260. So it certainly used to be a big club. We're now an entertainment arena that is a football team somewhere in the neighborhood. Well, Keith Berkshire did say there used to be a football club over there. He was right.
Yeah, he was right.
He was right.
Man.
Big up. We've got Colin saying happy birthday. Happy level up day, cuz. Yeah, that's true. Happy level up day. Maybe I should use that next month when it's my birthday. I'm leveling
Yeah,
up.
by the way, David Shire, 9762. Ryan Mason, no. Sorry. No.
Sean, I think me and Steve would love a Xabi Alonso, but I think he's going to Liverpool, bud. I think that's where he's headed.
Yeah, I agree. And bring in Klinsmann.
That's not a bad shout. That's not a bad shout.
Yeah, like if it is literally for 4 months, knowing that there is no after, I would be okay with Jurgen Klinsmann. Jurgen Klinsmann has a tendency to rub people the wrong way. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, like I look back at the Klinsmann era in the U.S. as being positive, but that being said, like some of our best players he rubbed the wrong way, and so if it's short term, maybe, but if it's long term, no, no.
Guy, if Ryan Mason comes in as an interim, I'm going on sick leave. Philip Brady's already WhatsApped me and said he's never watching another Tottenham game as long as Frank is manager. I mean, that's a man, you know him as well, Philip. That's a man that supported Tottenham for nearly 60 years, and to say that says something. There's a lot of support for Robbie Keane in the chat, actually, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, Robbie Keane, but that being said, it's like you wonder whether or not he would actually do it. Because he's got a pretty good spot right there in Ferencváros, and that's what he's working to, right? Like Robbie Keane is working to eventually take over at Tottenham. Right.
Yeah.
That's why you take these little building block jobs, right? But the reality is, it's like as of right now, knowing that the turmoil this team is in, I don't think he leaves Ferencváros for this job. But I will say that, I've seen the name Harry Redknapp. I wouldn't have a problem with
What
Harry.
do you think to that, Steve? What do you reckon to that? I wouldn't be against it as an interim manager. I wouldn't be against it, but I would want probably like a Robbie Keane. If Robbie Keane came in as interim manager, but have Harry Redknapp there to help him, do you think that might work, or something like that around that? Do you think that might work?
Yeah. So essentially, like let's say that you're going to move to Robbie Keane in the summer.
Mm.
Like that's going to be the next coach, but you still have a 4-month gap between now and then. If you turn to Harry Redknapp and say, listen, what we just need you to do is we feel like we have players that are good enough to kick up the table. We have a couple more Champions League matches, but it is what it is. But between now and then, if you can get us into the top 10 so we can pass this off to a Pochettino or a Robbie Keane, granted, I get it, man. He's 75, 78 years old. So it's not that he's not in the position anymore where you give him the keys for a couple years to rebuild the foundation. But for 4 months, for a 4-month gig, I would probably think Harry Redknapp would give it a go. That dude loves football. He absolutely loves football, and he absolutely loves Tottenham Hotspur, and he understands exactly what this club is about. And I don't think there's any hard feelings. Yeah, and I don't think there's any hard feelings. Yeah, he would. But do you also know that here's the two things. If you go to Harry Redknapp, immediately you get the credibility and the trust from the fans because he already did it once.
Yeah, exactly.
In spite of Levy, he did it once. But also, when you talk to other coaches and other players, he is actually viewed as one of the best managers of the last 40 years, and players actually like his tactics.
Yeah.
So for 4 months, can he do a job with only one match a week? 100%.
Of course he could. I think Tottenham have to think clever on this. I mean, look, we know there was the protest today. We know the board of Vinay put out that statement in the program today, which I did read, and I thought, well, look, it's a push in the right direction. And I think I sent it to you, didn't I, Steve? That
I think you did, and then it was also on Twitter as well too.
Yeah, I didn't see. That's where I got it from. But I thought I'd link you into it, like.
And then all of a sudden that gets ripped in half because you lost to West Ham.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
We're such a mess. I'm sitting here with really, I don't know what to say. I don't know where to go, because we're just waiting for Thomas Frank to be sacked. And we had this last year under Ange. I was saying this in the watch along. We had it again, didn't we? It's the same thing repeating itself. Waiting. After, and how many watch alongs did we did last year, Steve, where it was, we both said Ange is gone. He won't be here. Next game, he's here. We lose again. He'll be gone. And it's like, just pull the plaster off. While we were still in the UEFA Cup, I got it.
Yeah.
Right, we had a chance to win it. We ain't going to win the Champions League. We're going nowhere in the league. Just sack him tonight and write this season off and build for next season. People have put in the chat, Ange coming back. Would you take Ange?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though, Derma. Last year, Daniel Levy was scared to pull the hook in February because of the injuries, and also because there probably wasn't anybody that would be willing to take on the job. This year is a little bit different because we do have now a Conor Gallagher, and we do have two decent young forwards and Randall Colomwani. So there is still something there. And we're starting to get Solanke back. So there are some attacking pieces. But, one of the things that I will say about Xabi Alonso is that there would have to be certain concessions in place for Xavi. And he plays a specific style of football that, I mean, when it's working and when it's plugged in, it's actually a beautiful style of football. But again, it's like, will Spurs fans be patient with Xabi Alonso? Or is this going to be somebody you have to bring in that's going to go like old school 4-4-2 and just play, and literally just, play old school football and just get results right out of the gate? Because that's the one thing I think fans want are just positive results.
I'm waiting. I've got some information. I'm waiting for it to be confirmed. There is a rumor going around, and this is only a rumor, guys. I've just got this dropped in my inbox, so this is only a rumor.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Thomas Frank summoned to the boardroom after post-match. Thomas Frank apparently to be sacked by Tottenham, as Tim Sherwood speaks out. Now, as I said, that is a rumor. I'm waiting for it to get confirmed. I always double check the news I get. It's not a disrespect on anyone. I just love double checking and trouble checking the news I get. But that is a rumor going around that Thomas Frank to be sacked by Tottenham, as Tim Sherwood speaks out. Thomas Frank summoned to boardroom after post-match. So we are waiting on confirmation. I wouldn't be surprised if this came out pretty quickly. That he has been sacked. I just want it done with now. Now, Ben Davies, I want to talk a little bit about Ben Davies, Steve.
Yeah.
We will end off soon, and then if he does get sacked, I will come back on. But very quickly to end off on Ben Davies, is that the last time we see him in the Spurs shirt, do you think, James? Because I think so. Steve.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think you might be right. It sucks because, I think that of the ambassadors that Tottenham have, especially from the old guard, that was Ben Davies. He was around in the Pochettino era. He's been through the good and he's also been through the bad. But first and foremost, I really hope Ben Davies recovers quickly. And that looked absolutely nasty. Do we know because he had the air cast on? So was it a cruciate? Was it a broken bone? Because that actually looked absolutely horrible.
I think it's a broken leg, but we're waiting for an update. But yeah, guys, we are going to leave it there. I'm waiting on a massive update from the club. So once I get it from people I use, we will bring it. We will come on. If Steve, you're free around, bud, I'll send you the link if you want to pop on as well.
Absolutely.
It's a case now. It's a case now of waiting and seeing. I want to say a massive big up to everyone today. We've had again massive numbers yet again. Tequila always says to me that misery brings people, Dermo. Because I always say, well, good numbers, misery doesn't bring people. Misery brings good content brings people. But he might be right there. We are very close to 2,450. I don't know if we've reached it. I think we may have done. If we haven't, I would like to get there before the end of the stream. So if you can hit that subscribe button. Steve, where can people find you, bud? Because you did some great work over in America.
Yeah.
You are the number one American Spurs channel.
Oh, well,
So
thank you.
where can people find you, bud?
How about right here? It's in the chat. Head on over to Stateside Footy. And make sure you hit the, it says this comment has failed to post to THC TWD.
I don't know. It does that to me as well.
Oh, that's fine.
Right.
It's,
Frank, 9-4 to get sacked. So I could go off, make myself a cup of
Ooh.
tea, see Mrs. Tron, and then come back on again with breaking news.
I think the interesting thing is that I hope it gets done because, quite honestly, he's earned it. He's absolutely earned it. And I will say, and by the way, here it is right here. There it is right there. So you guys can find me right there. And by the way, we had 800 live stream. We had 800 live listeners for today's live stream over there. And then, by the way, tomorrow, Jeremy, you and I are going to go for a weekend roundup as we talk about this. And hopefully we actually have some good news for Spurs fans out there regarding Thomas Frank, but we will recap this bullshit loss. And I do want to, and I want to say this, Dermot, I do apologize for getting emotional because it's one thing to be disappointed by a result, but this was pure absolute anger.
This one
because
hurts.
Because
it hurts big time.
There's no excuse for losing to West Ham at home.
No,
I'm sorry.
There was no. We shouldn't have lost to Bournemouth either. I mean, I just, I just don't know, Steve. It's something's got to give. Something has to give, and whatever it is. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pin where's your link? Maybe it will come up. Once I find your link, I'm going to pin it to the top of the chat.
It's right there
so
in the chat.
Can find. Yeah. I'm trying to find it now. So many people have come in. Again,
it's second from the bottom. It's second from the bottom right there.
I don't think my YouTube has caught up yet. But once it has caught up, we will go there. Dermot, you ever hear from Aaron Dobb? I haven't heard from him in a long time. No, I haven't. Big up to our keeper Flapping again has been saying that, yeah, he was. Frank now 9-4 to get sacked. And this one from Will Spurs. What are your thoughts on Conor Gallagher? I thought it was that performance. But look, it is his first game, so let's not criticize him on his debut. But guys, we're going to bounce out. I'm going to go and see Mrs. Tron. I'm going to see how she is. We're going to keep you abreast. Anything breaks, we'll come to you first and fastest on Thomas Frank. The rumours going around, he's been summoned to a meeting. Ooh, wouldn't like to be in that boardroom. But anyway, Spurs lose again. We lose again. Thomas Frank, please go. Get a taxi and go back to Denmark. Go and help them. Go and help them save Greenland. There's a job you can do. On that bombshell. Sorry, Steve. Sorry, I had to say it. Sorry, I apologize.
That's funny. That's funny. I like it though. It's funny.
I'm glad you took it like that. But anyway, on that bombshell, Steve might be coming over to Ireland and take my Rex. On that bombshell. He's thinking about it. We will see you later. Come on, you Spurs. In the Tottenham cockerel, we always trust.
Eyes on the